AlphaX versus Jin Air Green Wings. These two maps will be between Blue Protoss and the top left-hand side. This! Can he somehow pull off the big upset? It's
AlphaX Zoun.
Bottom right-hand side, our red Terran player. Give it up! You're cheering on the monster himself, the fourth race.
Jin Air Green Wings.
Maru. I love it. What a game. What a series. Okay, so Zoun definitely the underdog. So again, a reminder of how this works. You win one map and you eliminate the other guy. Both teams have 2 lives remaining, which means that if Maru wins this 2-0, he eliminates Zoun and he survives to play the final play of AlphaX, and he only has to win 1 map against them. Okay, and here's the if this goes 1-1, both AlphaX and Jin Air lose a life, and they go to their final life, and it comes down to a best of 2 between the final players. I will talk about that when we get there, if we get there, etc. Because it can also go to like a final ace best of 1 as well, but we have to wait for that. You guys don't, let's not talk about that yet. We're not there yet. If Zoun 2-0 is obviously the same as from Maru's side, he would stay on to play the final Jin Air player, and he would only have to win 1 more map. So a 2-0 right now for Maru puts them into a very, very good position, potentially. So just shut this down, close it out, and call it a day, because then you win 2-0 here, Maru wins 1 more map, and the jobs are good, and it's done. Yeah, Maru in the pregame was saying he didn't want to play against Protoss. He was saying he was not interested in this. He didn't feel confident. He didn't feel good. And his team said, nope, Maru, you go out anyway. You will represent Jin Air Green Wings in this series. So go forth and be Maru. And that's exactly where we are at right now. We start on Submarine. To be fair, if Submarine was the predetermined map, I can understand sending Maru, because it's just such a good map for Terran that maybe at that point it is just absolutely worthwhile going for this anyway. Maybe then it's just a good call. As the Reaper is going to get caught here. So Maru will lose out on the Reaper. Stargate play from Zoun early. Gotta be careful playing Stargate on this map though, because there's so many timings that can just hurt so much. The pushes come quick, they come hard. It's easy to set up bunkers with your pushes as well. It's all flat ground. There's no ramps up into bases. Oh, I'm already scared for Zoun and AlphaX, I'm not gonna lie. I like the respect from Jin Air, though. I feel like sending Maru out is kind of the, hey, look at, you know, we respect you as a team. We can't mess around anymore. Your depths moving down. It's gonna see the SCV coming around the upper left side. Glaive's on the way from Zoun. Wow, so there's gonna be a Phoenix Glaives build. So we're gonna get aggressive. So if Maru tries to just straight up be aggressive himself here, the Glaive, the depth, shade in on top, and they really overwhelm that Marine tank army early in the game, so there's a lot of potential there for Zoun. The Phoenix to lift up the siege tanks, it's a really powerful combo. So Maru actually can't really be aggressive against this, and he needs to try and figure that out somehow, because if he starts to walk across the map, he is not gonna have a good time. He's gonna have a horrible, horrible time, in fact. Gateways coming up, 5 of them in production. That's a lot of numbers. Again, it's actually just going to straight up be Zoun to bring it across some heavy proxies. A gateway on the bottom. Maru's got a bit of a wall already kind of set up. Like, it's not a full wall, but it is going to protect that siege tank from being shaded on as easily. I think Maru feels Feels a bit of the pressure right now. I feel like he feels as though there's something coming. He can kind of... He's got that kind of, you know... He smells it in the air. It's like... Hello? It's like, sniff, sniff. Is that... I don't smell blink. I think I smell glaze. It's like, that will wall off. Being very safe right now, Maru, and he doesn't look like he'll move out until he gets bio upgrades, which is, for him, the perfect setup. Zoun's very committed. He built a lot of gates for this. He's not gone into a third base yet. He's still warping in Adepts. Adepts don't transition well into the later stages of the game. So we are really committed here for Zoun to, to go in and try and make something else. Cyclone, a few Marines hanging around in the main. The Phoenix gonna start coming forward. A few Marines firing up on the Phoenix. Stim combat shield +1 attack. All of that coming through. The Marines get lifted off. Cyclone's actually going to get a Phoenix kill. What's Zoun going to do? He's building a couple probes. Is he just going to build I mean, he's still building Adepts as well. I just feel like he's waiting and he's waiting, and I just don't see... Like, it's not getting better. Stim is done for Maru. Maybe he's just waiting for Maru to overstep his boundary to make a move out like this. Suddenly, Maru sees all the Adepts. He's going to raise the depots. He's going to save the Marines and the medevacs, apart from a few unlucky ones that get left outside. The tanks are going to get to work. The Phoenix is going to go to lift the siege tanks up. USCV is going to pull into the front as well as he targets down the Phoenix. The tank fire is so important here. You need the tank splash damage onto these Adepts, as Maru's lost 23 SCVs already. As long as he holds this attack, which he will, there is no army left for Zoun, and Zoun just leaves the game. Yes, he kills a lot of workers, but killing a lot of workers doesn't matter when you've got 0 army left against Stim, Combat Shield, Marines. For a moment, I thought Maru had lost that because his supply was horrible, but you get rid of the Phoenix, you kill off the rest of this, GG's, and that's very well handled to go up. 1-0. Maru gets step 1 done. As we get ready for game 2 in a few moments. How did he hold that? I mean, that was not a hard hold, right? He was like, it was everything it needed to be. Tanks, kills off the Phoenix, so the Phoenix can't get rid of the tanks. The splash damage there, he had a... Because you want teams to pick up more players, right?
AlphaX. Zoun.
In the bottom left. And in the top right.
Jin Air Green Wings. Maru.
Alright, SCV gonna chase a probe down. In the early stages here, getting set to go. Just a little bit of scouting from both sides. As we get this underway. I think it goes into the back of the natural command center coming through. Tech lab setting up. Bunker's obviously a little bit of fun, just trying to give that Reaper somewhere to play with, but Zoun sees it, and in theory, this Adept should be able to go straight down there to deal with this SCV. However, the Adept might be a little late to do that. Reaper showing up. Gonna hop up into the main. Yeah, the Reaper is gonna... There's gonna be a bunker done here. Now Maru builds concussive shell as well. That's interesting. I really don't know what he's going to do with concussive shells. A follow-up push? Maybe because he's expecting the Stalkers to be built against this now. He now wants to come across the map with a Marauder. Is Pillars of Gold? It's a smaller map. I like Maru kind of taking the initiative here. You know, doing something a little bit different, doing something a little bit fun. You see the bunker does just cancel. Adept is going to chase. Oh, misses the shot there for a moment. Reaper is going to survive. I guess just in case the units get too aggressive, this Marauder's going to be out here and it can catch something, but honestly, that's kind of weird. Yeah, the Marauder's kind of a little bit funky. So just the one Marauder, like not even that much. Zoun gonna proxy a Dark Shrine, top left corner. Zoun really says, like, I just do not win in any sort of straight up matchup right now. So he's just very happy to, he's just very happy to take this down. And just be as cheesy as possible, quite frankly. Depth shitting across the right-hand side. Reaper's going to continue to run away. Purple gets to the tech lab. Factory moves down. Raven's going to get going. Gateway coming up. And the blink starting on the Twilight Council already. So getting that up and running. Dark Shrine coming through. I mean, the blink as a follow-up is nice, but Maru's already building a Raven, so he will not be caught off guard by Dark Templar here. He will so far put himself into a very comfortable position. PT showing up. Maru is gonna have the Raven right here, so the only problem is there's DTs in 2 locations, and the Raven can only be played in one place at once. So he's actually gonna lose 6 SCVs. Initial Raven play, not the best. Still bad. I mean, it's still 2 DTs and a Dark Shrine committed though, so it's still expensive, as that is gonna be this DT getting out. Well, at least you only lose 1 DT. That's another bonus. As Maru starts up stim, the thing is he loses 6 SCVs and he's on 3 command centers already. So he's on a good economy. He can build up a good economy behind this again. Those SCVs are very replaceable. Now he's slow on stim and stuff, but that's kind of the whole point of playing 3CC anyway. Forge on the way down now as our blink will be completing in a couple moments. And there goes that Prism moving up to the top right-hand side. Is going to be dropping into the main in just a couple of minutes here. Cyclone gets a lock onto the Stalker. So the Stalker taking a bit of damage. Archons will drop down to pick away these SCVs. Tank defensively in the main. I mean, the Archon drop's kind of a fun one. This was a thing for a while when the DT openers were very popular. Zest really popularized a lot of DT openers a little while ago. And in that, you know, while popularizing them, the Archon drop follow-up is just a way to kind of use the DTs to get a bit more done. Obviously, you can morph in Archons anyway. It's kind of nice to get that splash damage already. And then obviously being able to use those aggressively and getting a little bit extra out of them, it's only going to be positive. It's only going to be an extra bonus. Scan out to the bottom side of the map is an Immortal Corona boosting away here still. +1 attack, charge, continuing to get going. 5 gateways. All coming into play as a couple of Stalkers going to warp in underneath that Warp Prism. Archon showing up, pushing those couple of SCVs back. The Stalker's now coming in. Raven is going to take a lot of damage. Gets taken down immediately. That's a great start here. I mean, now you don't have the Raven across the map, and that's actually big, because I mean, imagine what you can do here for Raven. Interference Matrix, a couple of Immortals. Anti-armor missile on the Zealots. A lot to be done there. SCVs, that's not a boy pull, that's just SCVs to the 3rd base. I know myself sometimes. My heart always skips a beat when I see the SCVs. I'm like, oh my god! But no, he's just moving them to the 3rd. These armies are going to go around each other. I don't know if I like it for Maru in a base trade. Zoun's gonna hit first. He's gonna hit hard. Maru is like almost setting up for a base right now. He's gonna... Okay, but Maru is actually gonna go toward the main. This is actually really good for Maru if this does turn into a base trade and he's in the production lines, obviously. Zoun gets supply blocked right away. Maru, what are you gonna do? He's just gonna bring the bio army around to the frontier. So he's just gonna push in from the natural. He's gonna start by taking this pylon down and powering the robo. He'll go for the natural nexus. He's already lost his third base straight, third CC as well. As Medivac's going to save some SCVs, bring them to the high ground, leaving some Widow Mines on the picture-in-picture to get rid of some Zealots. Maru gonna get the natural, go to the third base. He's gonna want to... Okay, there's a recall coming in, so defensively, we're now gonna have this army coming home. And Maru? I mean, he lost 2 bases. And he's only... Well, he's lost 1 base, and he's gonna replace the second base. He's got the tanks over here. I'm not sure if his army's really strong enough to fight what Zoun just recalled, though, so... I'm a little bit concerned if Zoun just runs into this right now. I think Zoun can have a very good time. So here we go. Maru's going to have to try and find a way to fight this. Stalker's going to blink in. These Archons and so on are just so tanky. Widowmine shots being dodged, and Maru's going to drop into the main. I mean, that's probably the best you can do there, but then you get a warp in of Zealots. Maru has to back off to the side. Okay, then. Maru is, I think Maru's in a bit of trouble here. Disruptor on the way from Zoun. He's already rebuilding the base on the natural. I didn't like the base trade for Maru. I kind of liked it when he was... I feel like what Maru should have done, right? I understand the need of going to the natural, but to go to the third base, that is what surprised me, because I thought he would just dive the production. I thought he would just say, oh, what? And, oh, he just lost everything there. That Disruptor was good. He still gets the robo, but it stops any further aggression. I just thought he'd go in the main, kill off all the production, and go from there. Did Zoun build a second Dark Shrine? That's kind of funny. Alright, well, we're going to be seeing the bio getting in, doing a bit of damage. Doing pretty decent for the moment. Gets a scan on the natural, cleans up that Dark Templar. Marine, Widowmine, Cyclone. Dropping off as we're going to see our Prism moving around the top left-hand corner, and again 2 more robo facilities now on the way up from Zoun. He's rebuilding that production he's lost. She needs to. Nice catch there as the Cyclone falls. Disruptor shot comes in, picks off the Widowmine. Maru is fighting down supply. He's got SCVs falling to DTs. Remember, he's only on 2 orbitals, so he doesn't have a lot of economy to begin with. Yeah, if you shut down all the production, then Zoun just can't even build a larger army, and he can still get the main Nexus as well. And I mean, arguably, maybe then he's mining too much, but what does it matter if he's mining if he can't produce anything? Just going back to when he initially had the chance for that base trade scenario. Yeah. Man, what a cool game from Zoun. He's going to bring Jin Air down to 1 life. Which is massive, by the way. Talk about that a bit when this game finishes up. As Stalkers continue through, Medivac gets taken down. Widowmine's going off. Can't believe Zoun's going to keep giving AlphaX some hope in this series. Army will continue forward. The Disruptor chased away. Bio is going to catch that Disruptor. It falls. So Disruptor goes down. It's just not enough for Maru. He's falling further and further behind. Zoun is sat up a whole entire base. He's a whole base ahead this entire time. Like, where is he going? Where is this heading to? Felt with the warp in on the top left. Bio Army pressing forward. Standard Thermal Lance is on the way on the Robo Bay. Maru's Ghost Academy coming through. Maru is doing so much on 2 bases. I mean, he's trying to pull off a miracle on 2 bases, basically. He will take his main base and take it to the third. So he's going to have 2 fresher bases, but now Zoun's got a 4th base. The amount of things that have to go wrong right now for Zoun. Well, he'd have to lose at least a base. He'd probably have to lose probes on another base. And then also lose a fight where he's up 30 army supply. Right? Like, he has to lose so many in so many places in pretty quick succession, I think, for anything to happen here. Green gets taken down. A couple of ghosts out the front with the Widow Mines and burrowing. Maru's army still heading down the bottom right. A couple of Widow Mines are setting up. These odds are going to charge in through the top side, and I mean, this is it for Maru. Like, he just has to take a hell of a fight. I mean, that's a free Colossus. It's a start. I mean, I guess the other way for Maru to win this is obviously just massively win the fight, but don't know how possible that really is. The Disruptor's coming through. Maru is not really killing enough, and we kind of knew how this was going. GG is called. Zoun's going to do it for AlphaX. He makes this 1-1, and that means it's a draw between the two of them. And both teams go down to one final life. So just to show you guys again exactly